Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you. As always, I'm Josh, and joined with me is my good buddy Shane. How you doing, Shane?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I can't complain. Can't complain. Welcome back to another episode in the Man Cave. As you can tell, or maybe not, if you didn't grow up in the '90s or whenever the hell this song came out, the song is "Creep" by Radiohead. We're doing this one is going to be the what? What is it, Shane?
The worst Craigslist encounter ever.
Worst Craigslist encounters ever. Well, I'm gonna let my man Shane run it. So, go on with your
And
bad self.
just so y'all know, it's not on Reddit, but these are from Ask Reddit. I'm just now seeing, but whatever. The best information comes from Reddit. Kind of like the conspiracy theory one of BuzzFeed employees ask people on Reddit what the next topic should be.
That really it is. That's how it goes.
Okay, the first one. I hate when people do that. Not me, but a friend.
Oh my god, that's every single fucking Ask Reddit ever.
He was selling a graphing calculator and arranged. Oh, okay. He was selling a graphic calculator and arranged to meet the buyer at a shopping center. The buyer wanted to test it out, but it didn't have batteries. My friend agreed to ride to the grocery store with him and pick up batteries. On the way back where they originally met, the buyer took the calculator and tested it out. He plays with it for a minute, agrees it's in good condition, and passes it back to my friend.
Okay.
On the screen, the buyer has typed, "You are kidnapped." My friend finished reading it, buyer locks the doors and speeds up. Friend panics. Then the buyer stops, laughs, gives my friend the money, lets him out, and tells him to be more careful.
Nice. Oh, how the turntables.
Okay. Not me, but a friend.
Of course.
It just said my friend. My friend was trying to buy something off Craigslist. He made arrangements to meet with someone, agreed on the price, blah, blah, blah. A couple minutes later, the guy calls my friend back and says, "Hey man, don't come. I was going to rob you, but I heard some kids in the background when you were talking on the phone."
Oh my god. Well, at least it ended up wholesome. I guess.
Okay, this one is just creepy.
Oh
Not
yeah.
creepy. You'll see. It's a short one. I bought a bike from a man in a grocery store parking lot. His flaccid penis was sticking out of zipper the entire duration of the transaction.
Nice. He's hanging brain, man.
Have you ever seen? Has you seen Karen or Pam from behind? Or that's switched. Anyways, okay. I once met up with some guy on Craigslist to buy his used copy of Fallout 3. I had deliberately left out the fact that I was a girl since I assumed it would help minimize the creeper potential. It didn't. 40 minutes later, he was still trying to convince me to trade the game for sex. I grabbed the game, shoved 30 bucks in his face, and ran off.
Well, at least she paid for it. That's good.
I buy and flip phones, so I was responding to a $4 sale. I met at a police station, and when I looked at the phone, there was at least 50 texts and missed calls from someone asking for their phone back. I tell him it's not his, and I walk to the police station with the phone. Guy got arrested for theft, and we returned the phone to its owner. She was so grateful and offered me 50 bucks. I just said pass on it. Felt badass for a week.
That's cool.
Yeah, some good coming to it.
Yeah.
I got robbed at gunpoint when I tried to sell my ex-fiance's engagement ring on Craigslist. That incident solidified in my head everything associated with my cheating ex was evil and cursed.
Wow. Damn. Sounds like it.
I bought an Xbox 360 from a Craigslist ad. The kid selling it was like 17. We met at a public location, Starbucks, at my request. I handed him money, he handed me the 360. Then he asked if he could buy me a coffee. I declined. He asked me if I wanted to go out sometime. I declined. Thanked for the Xbox and left. Well, unfortunately, he had his phone number and email. Well, unfortunately, he had my phone number and email address as I had responded to his ad. He started sending me these long, angst-filled teenage emails about how he was in love with me, and I was his destiny, and texting me dozens of times a day.
Wow. Yeah, that's a
And the
shame.
the username is Zombie Girl, so I'm assuming she's a female.
I would assume.
Okay, clever girl. I was selling my old laptop on Craigslist. I was flooded with a scam email saying, "I'd like to purchase this item for my brother, uncle, nephew, etc., who is studying, volunteering, doing missionary work in Nigeria. Please send me your bank account number and information so I can wire transfer funds." Seriously, I got 100 of these emails saying they're from some variation of that story. They were obviously very fake emails. Anyways, I finally got a legit message saying this guy wants to buy it. We met at Starbucks. He checks out the laptop and asks some questions. Seems satisfied, so he gets out the cash. As he hands it to me, he goes, "Thanks so much. My brother's over in Nigeria for his studies and really needs his computer, and this will be a great gift." I accidentally burst out laughing, and he looked at me like I was a crazy bitch and left.
That that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why I went into that accent when I read that, but
Hey,
it was just fluent in my head.
you do you, baby.
I sold a robotic triceratops from Costco at Christmas time. Got $200 in counterfeit bills. I had email, text, and a phone number, a license plate number, car description, and a target manager who pulled the secure surveillance tape for me. No outcome. One of the reasons I don't find cops to be helpful.
Sure.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I foolishly let a strange guy come to my house to buy a used iPad for my son. He handed me $40 less in cash than I asked in my ad, saying it was all the cash he had and that he figured it'd be a fair price. When I refused to accept that offer, he became irate, red in the face, slapped my table with his palm, said I was being greedy and that everyone selling on Craigslist negotiates their asking price. I tried to calm him down by saying that I only had the ad in for one day and I would be glad to call him if I could sell it for the asking price. He angrily decided he still wanted it and left to go to his bank to get $40, slamming my door behind him so hard that my house shook. As soon as he left, I texted him not to come back because I changed my mind about selling the iPad After all, he texted back apologizing, but I never responded.
Wow.
My brother almost met a child molester on Craigslist. My brother, 15 at the time, posted that he was looking for a job. He got a response about some contracting work and told the guy he would think about it. My dad decided it would be a good idea to do a background check on my brother's potential boss. Turns out he's a third-degree sex offender. Third degree is rape.
Wow.
So here's a good one. My laptop got stolen out of my truck one night. Filed a police report and everything, but they weren't going to do anything. So, being pissed off, I thought I would check Craigslist. And guess what? The guy who stole my laptop was selling it on Craigslist 2 towns over. I had him send me a picture to confirm it was mine. I contacted police, and we set up a little sting operation at a local Starbucks, and they caught the guy. It turned out to be a minor, and he had weapons and other stolen crap in his car. I was pretty proud of myself for that. I never thought I'd see my laptop again. Guy didn't even wipe the hard drive.
Wow. That's very
I went to
risky.
I went to buy a semi-rare video game, Final Fantasy Tactics, before it became a greatest hit. Met this girl in a Wendy's parking lot. She gave me a CD case. I opened it and it was empty. I demanded my $20 back. She looked at me and said if I did anything other than leave, she would lie and say I assaulted her. I pulled out my phone and started to pretend to record her. My cell at the time had no camera, and she started stumbling around pretending I had attacked her. After a minute of this silliness, our eyes met, and I think she realized how ridiculous this was getting, and she gave me my money back. Okay. I went to buy a Nintendo 64 with a ton of games and a few controllers for $100. He told me to meet me in a Walmart not far from school, so I went after school. I went after the school day. He told me that morning he had a cherry red Mustang and to meet him at 3 o'clock. I pulled into Walmart and was there. I pulled into the Walmart and there has to be 3 or 4 cop cars around a cherry Mustang. The guy was sitting on the curb while they took out a bunch of shit from his car. He had like 2 pounds of marijuana and other stuff. I was sad. I really wanted the Nintendo 64.
Wow. 2 pounds of weed, Jesus.
Selling sealed Magic the Gathering boxes. Get the response. Arrange the meeting at Starbucks. Why are they all meeting at Starbucks? Open 24 hours. Arrive at Starbucks. See that there's conveniently an ATM on the same block. Grab a coffee and wait. There's a trio of police cars out front drinking coffee and talking. Guy shows up, checks in with me, walks down the ATM, comes back with a stack of cash. We walk to my car. He hands me the cash. I hand him the boxes. We promptly get detained by said police, who were absolutely convinced that there was some sort of complicated drug trafficking. Repeatedly demanded to search both vehicles, which my new friend is admittedly against, and this is being San Francisco, not so surprising. They opened the booster boxes, only opened some of the packs, called for backup. Backup completely randomly is regular Magically the Gathering players. Spend 10 minutes convincing the officers that it's not, in fact, a complex drug deal.
The only time that nerds are convicted for being cool.
Okay, not terribly wrong, but my girlfriend and I arranged to buy a couch off a couple in a fairly bad neighborhood. After a hassle of trying to find the place, we get into the apartment. The couch is in really good condition and is listed for, or and is retail listed at 1,200, but we're paying 500. They were moving the next day and really needed to sell it. As I'm carrying out one of the sections of the couch, the guy I see, hold on, let me back it up. I'm sorry. As I'm carrying one of the sections out of the couch out with the guy, I see a bug scuttle across the couch. The guy flicks it off with quickness and looks at me with more apprehensive stare ever. Long story short, the couch was absolutely infested with roaches. Like I'm talking thousands inside the couch.
That's
They
awesome.
knew.
That's awesome.
Not me. God, not me, but my sister's boyfriend decided to sell his BMW online. It was customized by him, and it was a really close car they had for a couple of years. I don't get what that means. They met up in a parking lot, talking and nothing strange. The buyer wanted to test drive the car, just in the parking lot. My sister's boyfriend hands him the keys, and the guy just drove off. He's just stood there, shocked, not really understanding what happened. He reported to police and the insurance company to get some money. Weeks go, and no report, but finally gets a call from the police. Apparently, his car ran over a pedestrian and killed him or her,
Oh my god.
which I feel like that'd be out sooner. Anyways, my older brother used to hook up with people on casual encounters. He had done this a few times without any issue, usually with people that were in town for business. He would call me and tell me about it, bragging and stuff. I told him to be careful that he doesn't wake up in a bathtub missing a kidney. He claimed he had it under control. Not too much later, he called me in the morning. He told me he had plans to meet up with this really hot girl in a hotel room somewhere on the east side. I think she wanted to bring I think she wanted him to bring some pills or drugs. He decided not to. Good thing he didn't go that night because on the news there are stories of people getting jumped and robbed at the hotel when he tried to and when trying to meet up with people from Craigslist. Apparently, the girl would be waiting in the room and some big guy would be in there too. As far as I know, he hasn't tried hooking on Craigslist again.
Wow.
Yeah, that's scary to do that kind of stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Um, well, now they just have Tinder and they just do it quicker. Anyways, kids opened a Craigslist ad for an iPhone 5. He would meet them outside the closed elementary school at an agreed upon time and rob them with what happened to be a handgun. Twist. He left the same ad up and just kept robbing people. Cops answered the ad and busted him. Once they got into his account, they found he had 6 more jobs planned.
Wow.
Okay. A buddy responded to an ad for a cheap-ass car. He took it for a test drive and it ran well, so they agreed upon the price of $200. After a month, after the money changed hands, the seller said he'd go inside to get the extra keys and bring the car around. About 2 minutes later, the car passes by and continues down the street. My buddy freaks the fuck out and gives chase. Unfortunately, the car gets away and he's left to go back to the house to see if he can sort it out. As it turns out, the car that passed by was just an innocent motorist with the same car merrily going down his business. It's very fortunate my buddy never caught up to him. I could only imagine the seller back at the house wondering why someone would hand him $200 and just take off running.
Wow.
Okay, 4 more. I met up with this woman at Starbucks to buy a violin. I get there on time and then get a text message saying she's going to be 20 minutes late. No big deal. I can hang out at the Bucks for 20 minutes. She was making me... The fact that they said Bucks.
I know. I was like, what? Oh, the Bucks.
And that's what it said. I did not hyphenate that. It was already hyphenated. She was making me wait because she was making me wait because another interested buyer who was also meeting her at the same Starbucks. That 20 minutes was to make sure the other interested party would be there when I was. She tried to initiate a bidding war between me and the other person at the coffee shop. I was really annoyed because I'd already agreed on the price in the ad, and I didn't have an extra $100 to outbid this person. So I said, "This isn't what I showed up for," and left. I got a call later from the seller after I was gone. The other interested buyer tried taking the price down to below what I was going to pay for it. She offered the violin to me again at the price we agreed on before she tried to start a bidding competition with someone else. I told her I wasn't interested anymore.
Wow.
This one's. I'm just gonna skip a couple because like some of these are just like
Sure.
super long and.
That's fine.
Okay, last one. A couple years ago, I was trying to buy some DVDs from a guy. He lives on a sketchy side of town. Anyways, I pulled up to his house. It's a fiveplex, five attached houses, and there's no on the front door to go to the back. So I go to the back, and there's these three gangster-looking guys getting midday drunk, and some cracked-out girl with her shirt tied up, barely covering her, while wearing short shorts. They all stop what they're doing and stare at me. Are you selling DVDs? I asked, sweating beneath my dorky Spider-Man t-shirt. DVD, mans? DVD? Nah, man. We don't have any of those. Want some crack? Said the largest one, flexing his muscles. No thanks. What about my girl here? What do you mean? My face is dripping with sweat at this point. Want to take her home? No thanks. I saw this ad online. Why not? You think she's ugly? He stands up, looks at me menacingly while I stammer and then say, I'm just fucking with you, man. No DVDs. Sure you don't want crack?
Wow. Good guy, drug dealer, I guess. No, that's wow. That's interesting. Have you ever had a Craigslist transaction before? Have you ever sold anything or bought anything on Craigslist?
Not Craigslist, but the Facebook Marketplace.
Sure.
We bought our washer dryer from there.
Oh, cool. And that went fine.
Oh yeah, it went fine.
No,
Like they
no,
were
no crack whores.
nice.
No
No,
Starbucks.
well, I didn't know the area. I thought it was actually closer than what it was. But it was a nicer part of town. Like it wasn't. Um, and we looked at it. It was nice, and we are like, okay, we'll buy it.
Cool. Yeah. Cool.
But not to just rag on everyone that just said it, but my sister-in-law like buys everything on Craigslist.
Really nice. I
Like she'd be like, oh, we bought this couch. Oh, we bought this. Oh, we bought that. So.
I only have like one cool story of a Facebook of a Craigslist transaction, but my mom and I went over to a local town and we were buying the Harry Potter books because I wanted a set of my own that was like mine because mom bought all
Yeah.
of them and that was for the family, but I wanted some that were mine, and I bought them with my own money, and I paid $20 for all 7 books, and I was like, "Hey, that's fine with me." And they were all in
Yeah.
pretty good condition. Like they were used books. Obviously, they had been read. They
Yeah.
weren't in perfect condition. And I opened up one of the books, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the fifth one. And there was an envelope, and it said, "For my girl," and there was about $70 in the envelope, and I was
Oh,
like,
cool.
"Hey, I just made $50 on this." Um,
Yeah.
so I kept it because the guy should have fucking noticed. I mean, there was a big old like empty spot, where you could see where
Yeah.
it was in there. So whatever, that was cool with
Um,
me.
and when you said that, I remembered it was a person, a friend of a friend I met through a mutual friend. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
And because we both like Harry Potter, we both like some other things I forget now, but we saw one of the Harry Potter movies together. Well, the one time we hung out, they wanted to go to Fridays, so it's like okay, I'll go. Of course, I had to drive because they didn't have a car or license or anything. Well, then come to find out they only wanted to go there because they were meeting someone to sell or buy something, and then I never hung out with them again
Wow.
because I was like, "You're just gonna use me for this shit, and I don't want to be a part of it, so I'm
Sure.
done."
Wow. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Um, I don't know anybody else. We've sold a couple things. We sold table and chairs that Kirsty bought. It was like one of those glass top tables. It was really weird because it was like almost, I don't know how to describe it, but it had a glass top, and it had 4 chairs that none of them went with the table. She bought it for maybe $10, and she sold it to somebody on the IU, the Indiana University internal marketplace thing, because she used to work for it, so she could still get in there. And we sold it. It was obviously a table, and we sold it to this Asian guy Um, has nothing to do with it. Just he was Asian. Fun fact. He was like, "Oh, thank you for the desk. This desk is gonna be great." And we're like, "Yeah, sure, yeah. It's a table, but yeah, sure. Oh, okay, great desk." It's like, it was kind of weird, but whatever. He gave us lemonade for helping him take it up the stairs. It was really hot outside, so that was cool. But nothing weird like that. But okay, well, if that's all you've got, that's all I've got. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, guys. Watching on YouTube, whatever. You know what to do. And till the next time we meet.